beloved Ascension pioneers. Welcome to another video of mine. Finally, we're heading towards the end of the week and another weekend unfolding. And I would like to speak about Ascension update, Ascension energy. It's like huge Ascension wave came this week. And I think many people feel it, judging by what I saw through communicating via my webpage and my Facebook page. I really was asking people how they feel this week because for me, this week brought so many beautiful blessings and unexpected surprises, unexpected blessings and gifts of the divine. I feel really that so many of us are now experiencing and starting to experience this. Feels something like first glimpses of our true efforts, for the new and our endless devotion to what we do, to how we serve. And endless abundance of the heart is finally ours from within to without. At the same time, there's also others who are experiencing a lot of challenges still. So there's like this shifting, and splitting apart. And again, there's nothing dualistic in this. It's just a matter of choice, So because a lot of us are still experiencing confusion, chaos, and challenging emotional and physical states of being. For us, being compassionate and understanding is of the highest importance right now. It's really essential, to how we serve, to understand the bigger picture, because sometimes people go, oh, why? And they ask you endless questions and they provoke you. A lot of us, who are working for the truth, we get provoked, because people still feel fear. So they ask us instead of really asking the divine and allow to be shown this true picture, this true divine master plan that is unfolding. So remember, there is no right or wrong. There is no deserve or not deserve, or worthy, unworthy. There's only choice. And I've been writing about this week, and some people were saying, wow, it feels like you lifted this huge weight off my shoulders, because it's true. When we realize our own responsibility and the freedom to choose within the free will of all, we can finally start taking responsibility for everything that's happening in our lives, because we are the ones who are choosing, actually. And there are often individuals who do not understand this. Like I say, the ones who provoke, the ones who, just push instead of just surrender and allow for everything to be shown to them. So these individuals still keep asking themselves questions to start with the word why. There's so many whys in this world right now, and when we lack greater understanding and clarity why certain things are happening the way they're happening, ego can often come in the way, and it does come in the way. So asking questions such as, why do some people deserve and why do some people live in abundance and others do not, really is coming from this mindset, that is from the ego and fear. And with this mindset, we truly forget who we are in truth, as divine beings. We forget that each one of us chooses by own heart or the mind, it doesn't matter. It's all coming from the same source. So each of one chooses a certain vibrational experience or experiences on a soul level. So we must always see with the eyes of the soul, and above with the eyes and the heart of the source. Because we truly are all equal, and freedom to choose is mutual to us all. It's just that some people choose otherwise, and how we choose is up to us and us alone, and it's up to us vibrationally, because we're different in vibrationally, and that's why we don't always choose, and we don't choose the same. But as we are free to choose, at the same time we're not free from the consequences that those choices bring, because it's just how it is, through that we're learning our own soul responsibility for everything, and with that comes great lifting of the burden that people think it's just things that are happening. They're under confines of something that you just have no control over, and that's not true. Human control, you do not. Basically, the more you try and strive for control, the less you can have it, because in truth there is no control, and the new energies are definitely not supporting this. So people who are still having these experiences and do feel that like they're struggling are still trying to control things. That's why their results are not aligned with the new energies, and therefore there's friction. So through that we're learning how to be responsible co-creator beings that we truly are. And basically always we're the only ones held responsible for anything that is happening in our reality, because we are the co-creators of our reality, and that's just us. And the reason we say co-creators is because there's also others who come into our lives, and we're experiencing how to live oneness with them. You know, it's not just the word that we say, oh, we're one, but we truly can experience oneness when we are working with one another through mirroring and fully understanding where each one of us is coming from. And then we see at the end, there's only love. You know, some people might choose to see the light, some people might choose to see the shadow more, or, you know, some people are more into conspiracy theories, but at the end, when you drop all the veils, you'll see that only love is real. So we are truly only responsible for our own vibration, no one else's. Sometimes people want to push others. That's what's still happening. You know, people are afraid whether it will ascend or not. It's still happening. I still get those questions. And there's no fear in that, because the moment you start asking yourself about this and ascension, you are already paving the way towards there energetically. You are interested in that. So you are putting your energy there. So just drop the fear. It's not serving you, but where you place your energy is serving you. There's a difference in that, you see? So we all have to, in a way, choose wisely, and we just have to let love guide us, not the fear, you know, that's coming from the lower self. These are the times when we are creating our choices with basically every single breath, because the energies are amplifying and quickening so much, and every thought and idea that comes through us is so powered with the new, if we, you know, allow it and desire it to be so. So our heartbeat is basically guiding us along the way. That's how it is. And for me, you know, this week was just really amazing. Everything was flowing, everything was just, you know, felt like higher dimensional energies, and that's coming from within. I was asked a lot of the times by people, when are we moving into higher dimensional energy? When are we moving there? It's not the proper question to ask yourself, because there's still fear there. You think you're going to be left behind. No one's going to be left behind. But it is your inner process and journey, and we're each traveling there to that destination, which is still just a part of the destination. It's about the journey, and there's always going to be the next destination and the next. So the true question to be asked here is, am I where I need to be? And the answer will always be yes, because it's so. It is how it is. You know, that's why a lot of the people now are experiencing very very polarized opposites in a way, although they're still the same. They're still all the part of the one. That's how we move into unity consciousness. I just published on my Facebook page my article from last year, because yesterday I was going through my old automatic writings, and I saw, and some things really resonated with what's happening now. And it was about us and them. You know, a lot of people still ask me about them and their own relationships, you know, with other people who might not be on the same path, and they ask me about it. And it's basically about realizing where you are and knowing that they're provided for where they are. Sometimes people have worries and concerns over others, but remember this: the moment you karmically connect to others in a way that you wish to change something in their own lives, if you feel them as powerless, you really forget who they are. That means you forget who you are. When you remember truly, fully who you are, you really trust in everyone's own divinity, even though they're not where you are. You cannot force them to be. It is all in flow, and they choose wisely for them on their level of understanding and expansion. Like I always say, it's not about the higher, lower, it's about the level of the soul they're at. And this planet wouldn't be so diverse if we wouldn't have the soul rays from many different variations of creations and the multitudes of soul awarenesses here. You know, it wouldn't be any need to incarnate there. Humanity wouldn't need to be incarnating for eons and eons of time if that was so. If, you know, you would have just mature souls and ancient souls, and people sometimes feel this, that this is a separation consciousness. But when you truly understand oneness, you know that life is constantly being birthed. So of course you do have baby souls and young souls and mature souls and adult souls and ancient souls. It doesn't matter. When you understand creation and its principles, you will see no difference. And that's what these new ascension energies are bringing. They're bringing forth this higher understanding. And there's going to be another activation, another gateway opening prior to 12th. It's going to be 11/11 this Sunday. Oh, by the way, you can also see and watch radio show. I'm going to be part of it. There's going to be a segment that I will also participate in, because it's about many different healers coming online on the Enlightened with Truth radio with my beloved sister of light, Sonia Pascal. She has this radio show on Blog Talk Radio, and we will provide our short light activations and meditations. I'm looking forward to it. So if you're interested, tune in. The links are all, you know, and events published on my webpage, so you can check that out. Also on my Facebook page. This is an important date. Again, 11/11 is always very important, because it is bringing down oneness. We're anchoring oneness in unity consciousness through each portal. And they're each kind of like connecting the dots and, making the puzzle the grand puzzle. Every piece has to fit perfectly. That's how it's really done through principles and laws of creation. And this week, I just really feel that it started to happen. And yesterday, I watched again the video from the Children of the Sun. It was a message about the God drop. You can see that if you tune into the channel, you can just type in Children of the Sun. Or if I will remember after, after recording this and putting my video online, if I'll remember, I'll put a link down below so you can check that out as well if the link is shared there. It's called the God drop, and it's beautifully explained what the ascension process is, and that we are staying on Earth, and that the first wavers, the first ascension teams, even for them, it's all different because we're each on our individual timeline, and we feed these timelines according to our awareness. Awareness is the feed, the key to all. So remember, a lot of the people who are still very confused, very much in fear, lack understanding, do not really know that ascension is about your inner journey. It's about your inner merging, with your all aspects, becoming whole, complete, truly, starting to live in that higher state. No, you cannot come into a certain state of consciousness if your own consciousness isn't there. It's you who get to really, it's like if you imagine these types of rooms, and you would be holding a certain vibration, and you just cannot enter this room if you're not vibrationally aligned. So you can imagine each of these rooms being like a separate field of consciousness. Like you would say, you embody fifth dimensional awareness here, or sixth dimensional awareness, or higher, it doesn't matter, but you can see it as these rooms. So if this room, for instance, is one room is colored pink, and if you're not matching the tone perfectly, you still have to make some adjustments. It's you who get to enter the room. The room is there for all, but it's you who get to enter it. And these new ascension waves that are coming now, really strong ascension energies on the planet right now. I feel they're all preparing us for the November events that have been discussed for so long, especially the eclipses. The first one, November 13th, solar eclipse, the new moon in Scorpio, which is amplified. What the new moon brings is really amplified through that energy of the solar eclipse. So it's in Scorpio, it's about depth, underworld coming to surface, really getting new insights, revelations on our spiritual path, personal as well. So the next one, which is in Gemini, I think, which is going to be the lunar one, they're going to be the last two eclipses this year. They're following the spring or summer, I don't know, it depends how you see that. They're following them, and they're like making this conclusion of that cycle that has begun then. So we're kind of like concluding this phase that we started then. It's not just that, it's also Mercury going retrograde, so we're going into introspection, refinement, reviewing, and really going deeper within. So everything that is coming forth with these planetary alignments and solar adjustments with the flares and cosmic attunements, everything is coming together in this great piece of artwork. We're part of this piece, so we kind of have to shift and tune into that. So each of us on our own vibration get to tune in that differently. That's why we are where we are, and we have to be fine with it, because we do carry the variation of creation, and each serving in our own way through our own unique vibration. So there is only understanding here, only freedom to just be who you are vibrationally, choosing. And when you see that, you are free. You're not bound to anyone else's karma, not even your own. You don't basically have any karma. You're just free. You're free to be whoever you are. And that was beautifully explained in the Children of the Sun video that was addressing this topic of soul absorption, because the soul is always serving as a bridge, for your lower self to be connected to your higher self, which is the direct part of the divine, the I am, and then the group I am, the universal I am of all that is. So that link, when you ascend, you don't go anywhere. You ascend. There's a descension of your I am presence in your body. So the soul, of course, then is no longer needed anymore for the link to be the link, serving as the link for the divine, for you to contact the divine, because it constantly flows through you. It's a constant cycle. So it's really what ascension is about. And that's the grounded and the most beautiful explanation of ascension, because when I was looking at that video, I'm like, yeah, I was always explaining the same things, and the same information, the same wisdom was flowing through me, through my own automatic writings. And if you're interested in that, and a lot of the principles, I have a lot of articles on my webpage that do address these subjects, that do address ascension, the process of Ascension Pioneers. Ascension Pioneers was one of my first articles, and it's how it all began for me. And now it just feels we're all going deeper and deeper. It's also about connecting with one another. For instance, when I'm on a radio show with someone, now I decide I'm going to link that person, I'm going to share that person, and they get to share me. So we all are in flow. This is what it's already about in unity consciousness. You see, that's what we're doing. We're each remaining individualized. We are still different and unique, but we're one. And we understand these mirrors in each other, and we are assisting each other, and we help because we know that only sharing is real. Remember the movie Into the Wild? When the person went into the wild, they discovered that, they were searching for themselves, and they discovered that all they need to do is share. So at the end they wrote, happiness is only real when shared. So that's what we're doing. That's what unity consciousness is about. No man is an island. We no longer need that. We are bringing forth the sense of community. Oh, also, by the way, we're finally working a lot on my webpage right now, making a lot of adjustments. We already put a calendar there. It's called the Ascension Compass. You can tune in. I'm going to write all the astrological events and my own personal events there. And if you have any ideas, sometimes what's happening in the world, let me know through email. You know my email. It's already shared on my webpage. You can let me know. I'll put it there in a calendar to share with all other pioneers as well. And the forum is also coming out in November that all of you will be able to exchange, between one another. That's the whole point of it. It's about exchange. I'm not here to linearly speak to all of you and I'm being this anchor point, which I am, but it's not just about me. It's about all of us coming together right now. So I'll also do that. All those of you who have been participating with me as healers, teachers, guides, with your radio shows or whatever, and all those of you who still feel guided, if you're watching this video, to connect with me, I will also share you and share your work, and I'll add this feature of links on my webpage, and also all the people that I adore and inspire, they have inspired me. So this is what it's about. It's happening. It's really felt. For me, it's like this week, everything is in flow. I don't think I ever had such a divine week in my life as well as until now at all. And it's really beautiful. And this is how Ascension feels, and it's starting to happen. Like it was said in the video from not Ascension Pioneers, that's me, from Children of the Sun, which is already part of Ascension Pioneers. It was said that it's gonna start happening, these waves of energy, in the mid of November, yeah, and especially in December, and when we're awaiting the solstice alignment, which is very special and very dear to many of us. And it's just beautiful. Words can't describe. It's how we feel, it's how we radiate out, it's the love that we embody. That's what it's about. So the energies are very high at the moment, and there was a huge shift. Basically, it was this Monday. I was everything that I want, everything that just was coming through me, and was all in synchronicity. It was just so amazing. I was driving, I needed to buy something, and there was this beautiful rainbow. It was like, I was driving towards them. It was like the signal, they were all 777s. But wherever I looked, it's basically, for me, it's always a spiritual confirmation. You're in the right spiritual path. It's all magic, divine alchemy. And the rainbow was there, and it was kind of like a signal for the era of the new. And a lot of the people can't see it because they're not open. If you're closed, if you're like this, how can you see it? How can you see the beauty? You have to open yourself, the vessel of who you are, to all of that, so that you radiate nothing else but joy, because the joy is the vibration of divine love that you are. So for me, that started with this rainbow this week, and it was really amazing. And it just, when you know these signs, when you understand what they mean, when you listen to them and follow, and really just allow yourself to be who you are. And for me, there was also a lot of magical occurrences, just things that you say, okay, could this be? It's like a miracle, but it's true. You start living miraculously, because this is the life of the higher dimensional energies we're stepping into right now, because we're becoming them. It's not about stepping into it if you don't become it. You are basically becoming it. We are becoming it. And of course, these energies just keep progressing, and there's going to be all these alignments in November, and every single day. And this shift basically began in November. For me, I felt it as such. At the end of the October with the moon, with the full moon, it began for me then. And so many of us are starting to experience these ascension waves, these new ascension energies in a higher sense now. We see things even deeper, even some fears that we had before, and things are starting to come together, really solving this puzzle just goes deeper and deeper, and that ascension is about choosing and being love in all ways and sharing that. It's about coming into your humanitarian nature. And when we embody our I am presence, all life becomes just like this series of magical events and occurrences, because this is what it is. That's how we experience higher dimensional self. And we see all creation as divine, and we feel ourselves as a part of this divinity and divine aspects that we carry, divine aspects of source. And it's happening now. And it's also what's happening, a lot of sparks for creativity right now. People are becoming very creative. They're opening their creative urges. And I just was asking people today on my Facebook page, what is your flame of creation? What is your spark of creativity? What can you bring? What can you start amplifying and enhancing in your life? How do you feel that to be? How do you feel when you connect to your essence? How does it feel? How does it taste, smell, sound? Who are you in that sense? Who are you when you no longer need to search for yourself, when you just are, when you already know who you are? Because the era of the goddess, of the feminine, is the era of the heart, and the heart always knows. The era of the mind, which was more the masculine age, was more you have to find yourself, you have to seek for yourself. That's why there was a lot of spiritual seekers there. Now it's coming more into terms of many spiritual knowers. You don't have to go outside of yourself for information. All the wisdom is in you. We are like living books, like library, each and every one of them. And how do you visualize this spark that is you? You can ask yourself this in silent space, anytime. How does your heart feel, when you connect to yourself and your spark of creation? And like I said, these divine energies just keep crystallizing into form more and more. And all those who have the eyes to see just feel it now, more and more. And there's a strong spark being anchored on the planet right now. And all who are going to tune into it will feel these results greatly and benefit from them to benefit for others. Not, it's not unity consciousness, not about, I'm ascending, it's for me. When you ascend, everyone can ascend who is ready to ascend, because the energies reverberate outwardly always. And yeah, I was just urging people to use this spark of creativity in all ways. Now is the time. Now it's really flowing. I got the card from the fairies today. Perfect timing. Now, no longer procrastinating. Now is the time. Now start with these creativities that you really want to flow with. Now is the time. Now is the time that we are connecting greater than ever before. I'm connected to so many wonderful people all around the world. We're beautiful sparks of creation. It just feels so amazing. That's what's happening. It's not happening somewhere in the future. For us who are here now vibrationally, it's happening now. There's only now. And it's not reachable because you can do it, but it's reachable because it's your natural state of being anyway. So what is your soul guiding you towards? What can you enhance? This Mercury retrograde period is excellent for this. This is perfect timing. Because it's not just, people see this, all Mercury going retrograde, communication is going to be bad, in traffic, buying stuff, selling stuff. No, it is a planet of communication, but when you are living the higher realms and higher aspects of everything, you will see the higher aspects of this retrograde period was an excellent choice for this. Excellent opportunities now for enhancing things, for going deeper and deeper with the Scorpio energies as well. So what can you enhance and what can you bring about that really anchors even more of the new? And it's going to be retrograde until November 26th and entering out of its shadow the December 15th. And it really is an excellent time to fuse yourself with your true essence, start merging your divine and human self into one, and just keep improving everything. Although you no longer need, as your human essence, you don't no longer need to improve in the sense that you're becoming something other than who you are. You're becoming who you are, and that's the way you truly improve. So you can also notice all these changes in the weather patterns all over the world right now. When there was a hurricane in USA, there was also stormy weather here. Now it's sunny. Now things are shifting. Now things are different. And, the shifts are going to continue, not just until the end of the year. It's like a few years of this shift. But like I said, we are each in our own timeline, so it's up to us which timeline we're feeding. And take care, my beloved pioneers. I'm wishing all of you a beautiful journey. And I hope this Ascension update served you in a way. And thank you, everyone of you who decides to donate on my page and work of loving service. Take care. Lots of love to all of you and have a great weekend. Bye.